Hello, welcome back. Today I want to talk about the latest drama that's really occurring in the chess world. For me, there's too much drama that goes on in the chess world now. I think people do it a lot for publicity, for reasons, to do with just increasing their popularity, or people on Reddit just like talking about drama, like creating drama. So the latest drama involves Nakamura. Hikaru Nakamura is an American chess grandmaster and streamer, was playing in the final of the 1 minute bullet championships on chess.com, and he was playing against Alireza Firouzja, formerly from Iran and now living in and representing France. However, Nakamura lost 6 games in a row, therefore he was supposedly went into a bit of a huff. Some of this was recorded, and he got a little bit agitated about the fact that Alireza was asking for a 20-minute delay because he was tired from the previous matches. Now, the standard of these 1 minute matches is just totally insane. I mean, I think the highest I've been in 1 minute is 2800. I can't play at these guys' level. I'm nowhere near as fast as them with the mouse. So I think if I played one of these guys in matches, I'd do well to get like one draw. I'd probably just lose every single game. The level is really insane. So that's the first thing I would say. However, Nakamura is coming for a lot of criticism for his behaviour, and just over the last few years, his behaviour in general is coming for a lot of criticism. So I just want to talk about my own kind of experience. I played against Nakamura in 2005, I believe it was, or it was 2004 in Gibraltar. That's where I made my first final GM, became a Grandmaster. And I played Nakamura's stepdad, who's called a guy called Sunwell Weirmati, in round 2, I believe it was, or round 1. And I beat him, and then I played Nakamura drew. But I remember at one point in the game, Nakamura could have maybe taken a repetition, but he decided to march his king up the board. And that was the correct way to play, actually. I had to play very well to make a draw. But actually later on I was probably better because of the exchange up. I probably agreed to a draw too early. Because obviously I was already, a little bit intimidated by playing Nakamura. I went over the game afterwards, he was perfectly charming. And overall my experience with Nakamura has been quite positive. There's this famous quote by Eric Hansen where he said, "Everybody's got a toxic Nakamura story." I don't have a toxic Nakamura story. I think he's done a lot for chess. He's brought a lot of people into chess. So I think it's sad the level of hate and vitriol that we're seeing online for Nakamura. I think, to me it does people a disservice. We need to respect and embrace people like Nakamura who've done a lot for chess. They've brought a lot of people into chess. I think it's very sad. I think Nakamura is really someone to look up to and admire. I know he gets a little bit upset at times. We all get a little bit upset. When we lose, that's often a sign that someone's very good. Somebody who was very, very famous for going on tilt was a guy who gets celebrated a lot, which is Garry Kasparov. Garry Kasparov would really go into huffs after losing, and he'd get really upset. And that's understandable because, chess is really your life. It's really your passion. You put everything into it. Nakamura would not go on tilt against me because basically I probably wouldn't be able to get him on tilt. But when he's playing against Firouzja, this is somebody of a similar level. And it's kind of like an alpha male thing. You feel challenged, therefore. I don't think what he said was really appropriate at the time, from what I've seen of the video. However, there seems to be this open season now with Nakamura, people like attacking him. And you've had like chess bras. Obviously there's been some kind of falling out in the past with chess bras and Nakamura. As I think it relates to this wrestling video where Nakamura got some kind of confrontation or drunken confrontation with Eric Hansen, and kind of like sparked their relationship. Sadly, seems to have sparked from there. So that's very sad. But a lot of people say, well, Nakamura's fake. I don't believe he is fake. And the other thing is, what I want to say is, a lot of people are attacking him for being unsportsmanlike and so on. A lot of times I've watched Title Tuesday and I've seen him play, and he's been very kind of gracious to his opponents, whether they win, lose or draw. It's often he's lost games, he's been very gracious to having the candidates. He didn't storm off when he lost to Vidit, for example. People don't mention that. All they want to see is the negative side. So as soon as Nakamura loses and loses his half somewhat, people are attacking him. I feel the same about Vladimir Kramnik. Vladimir Kramnik is obviously somebody who's had a bit of a sort of rocky relationship with Nakamura, for example, and various people over the last few months. A lot of people line up to bash Kramnik. I think it's like a sheep thing. It's like everybody follows each other. You see that a lot with chess Reddit. I'm not really knocking the people on Reddit. A lot of them very intelligent people. But I think there's kind of like a sheep kind of mentality in life that you basically just follow everybody else. For example, I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking, why are engine versus engine matches not very popular? It's because the sheep don't follow it, the other sheep, to watch the engine versus engine matches. Even though the quality is very, very high, people are not interested in watching a computer play against a computer. But people are interested in watching, Carlsen play against Giri, because they've got two personalities that they can identify with. Or Carlsen play against Nakamura, because you've got a personality that they can identify with. I'll watch Emma Raducanu play against Coco Gauff, or Iga Swiatek at Wimbledon, or Novak Djokovic play against Jannik Sinner, because they've got personalities I can identify with. If you have two robots on centre court playing against each other, people aren't going to identify with that. It's going to be boring, right? So there is that element to it. I also think there's an element where we're just watching it because everybody else is doing it, right? So everybody's watching Carlsen versus Nakamura. Maybe they aren't necessarily as interested in that game as they think they are, but it's just because everybody else does it. So I feel it's the same phenomenon with chess Reddit. I think there's almost an element where it's gone too far now with this anti-Nakamura hate, and it needs to tone down. And there's people that are jumping on the bandwagon, people like Hans Niemann, who basically, and to some extent chess bras, are jumping on the bandwagon saying, look, this is really boosting. So to some extent I think people are jealous of Nakamura and his success. And he's had a huge amount of success. He's one of the most popular streamers out there. So other people are kind of jealous of that. So he's an easy target because he does have these tantrums from time to time. So that's just what I wanted to say, because I feel kind of like a little bit upset about the whole thing, and I just think it should stop. Because I do admire Nakamura a lot. I think a lot of people out there do, and they think he's a great player. And I wish him all the best for the future. So all this kind of constantly knocking Nakamura and other people, other streamers like that, I'm sure people like Gotham Chess get a lot of hate as well. I don't really think that's the way forward. So that's just what I wanted to say about the thing. I'd be interested to see your comments below. I'm sure I'll get a lot of negative feedback for this video. I don't care. I'm willing to put myself out there and defend people that I think have been, I'd say the same thing with Kramnik. I think Kramnik gets a lot of hate. People talk, I didn't like that on Reddit when he played against Jospin. Jospin's obviously a very talented player, don't get me wrong, but people didn't seem to give Kramnik enough credit as well. You watch Kramnik play and you really feel like you learn from Kramnik. He's like a teacher, he's like a chess teacher. No disrespect to Jospin, but I don't feel that I learn as much from watching his games. He's obviously a very good player, don't get me wrong, but so that's the thing with Kramnik. Yeah, he's putting himself out there and he's attacking the chess cheaters, but does that mean that we should all be attacking him? No, I don't think he does. So I would like to see the kind of anti-Nakamura and anti-Kramnik kind of hatred toned down a little bit. But that's just my opinion. I'm interested to see what you think. Do you think it's justified? do you think I'm talking rubbish when I say that people like sheep, they're jumping on these bandwagons? Or, you know, what do you think about the video?